How did you get the cameras into these places, like that seminar, for example? What did you tell them to be able to get in there?
Yeah, none of it's hidden camera. So that's a misconception, I think, from some. It's not a hidden camera thing. Everybody knows they're on camera. They sign releases, and they knew we wanted. It's pretty simple. They knew we wanted to film one of their seminars. Same thing for Race to Dinner, and they knew we wanted to film a Race to Dinner event, and that's what we did. And they signed the release, and so it's real people. It's a real thing, but yeah, they were aware of the cameras.
So I know you said you couldn't get to the Race to Dinner conversation because apparently you're not a woman, which is a rather bigoted assumption. But so how then did you get a job in the kitchen?
Yeah, I don't want to go into all the
No, that's fine.
all the nitty gritty on that, but it was once we found out that not only will they allow white men to serve them, but actually they are quite welcoming of that. They encourage that. Then it wasn't too hard to kind of set up a scenario where, I could be one of the people serving them. They didn't, they didn't. Let's put it this way: they didn't do background checks on the people serving them. Maybe they will in the future, though.
Yeah. It seemed too good to be true. I love your ability to stand in an uncomfortable situation and go to 11, because so many times I thought, okay, all right, yeah, that's about as much as I can take. And then to have you come in, and I can say this because it was in the trailer, with a glass of champagne and invite everybody to raise their glass if they're a racist and toast to racists, and they did it. That is outstanding.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones to film. We had a lot of fun with that. Well, as much fun as you can when you're in the room with these people, given that, I think that what they're doing is quite evil, and these are some of them quite unpleasant people. But you mentioned the British office before. Like I said, to me, that's quite a flattering comparison because I'm a huge fan of that. Like, I guess you could kind of tell when you watch the movie. I'm just the kind of cringe, dry. For me, comedy can never be cringy enough. Like, I just think that stuff is hilarious.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we wanted to do in this movie is, we have a message we want to get across, and I think that's pretty clear. And we have something we want to expose. I mean, this is a documentary still because this is all real people. This is a real thing. But also, we want it to be entertaining, and we saw some of this stuff and some of these places as just really good forums for comedy. We just thought it's like let's kind of put that first. You've got the story, you have the comedy. You need it to be funny, and let's prioritize that. That's the first job. Is we got to make sure we're telling the story, and it has to be funny. And all the other stuff is secondary. And I think that, although still very important, but I think this is traditionally in kind of conservative media and also in Christian films and all of that, one of the mistakes that's been made is you flip that upside down. To my mind, it's upside down, where, well, the message is the most important thing, so let's get the message down. And as long as we have that, then story, entertainment quality, all of that is kind of secondary. And I think that's the way conservatives have approached it for years. And the problem is that you end up not really getting your message across because it's not high quality entertainment. So no one's watching it unless they already fully agree with you, because you're not putting the story first. And the funny thing is that now, I made the point before that on the left, they're kind of making this same mistake. It's like the left is kind of regressing in a way in terms of their artistic output, where now they're doing this and they're putting out movies where it's pretty clear that the thing they care the most about is getting their message out, their woke leftist message. And then they put things like plot and story and narrative and acting and writing, as a second tier concern, and you can tell based on the product.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.